Chandra hates waiting. She hates everything about this. The safe house they're all cooped up inside, the daily check-ins from other walkers waiting to hear the worst, the excruciating agony of knowing a blow is coming, but not knowing when or where it will strike. For the past week, they haven't been living in any real sense of the word. They've been waiting. That's the plan, after all. For 2 weeks, they'll wait here in one of Liliana's cabins on Dominaria. Though she swore these were simple placeholders for the soon-to-be reconstructed Vess Manor, they were crawling with sorts of wards that would make a demon think twice. Chandra had no idea that Liliana even knew so many wards. When pressed, Liliana simply said she'd learned to protect her investments. At the end of these 2 weeks, if they've not gotten any word, they are to assume everyone's died and proceed accordingly. If they get news before then, well, they'll act according to the news. If it's good, they'll spread the word to the others there's nothing to worry about. And if it isn't good, they'll tell the others to get ready for war. Some take waiting better than others, better than she does. Vivian's out more often than she's in, which gives everyone a little breathing room. Her cooking's incredible too. Ren's also usually out, but never too far away. Waiting's fine for her, so she claims, but Chandra knows she's getting listless. Ren might be a dryad, but she has a fire within her too. A fire that's always hungry for more. And then there's Liliana, who hates waiting as much as Chandra does. They don't really talk about it because talking about it is like tearing open a wound, but it's something they've sensed about each other. When Chandra returns in the afternoons after her walks with Ren, Liliana's often got a story ready for her. Sometimes it's quiet company. She'll sit there reading some ancient tome or reviewing plans for the renovations while Chandra waits. How can she even focus on something like that right now? Everyone's trying to be normal, but nothing's normal, and no one wants to talk about it. She never asks if there's news, and if someone arrives asking to hear some, it's usually Liliana who answers, sparing Chandra the trouble. But every day it feels worse. It's like there's a knife against her skin, and every day someone drags it a little further along. Every drop of blood is a thing she hasn't spoken out loud, a thought she's too afraid to think. Phyrexian weaponry, black oil. Ajani and Tamio lost to them forever. So different from the people they'd been only a few months ago. A plane full of people like that. People who would do that to others. Maybe it's wrong to think of them as people at all. She wants to strike back. At least if she was in the thick of it, she'd know what was going on, even if the answers weren't good. Lately, none of the answers have been good. If Nissa was... More than anything, she wants the waiting to be over. For now, she'll pass the time with Ren. You have to focus on your breathing. Fire needs air just like we do, Chandra says. Jaya used to tell her that to calm her down when things got bad. If she could control her breathing, she could control her fire. And if she controlled her fire, everything would be all right. Jaya's dead. Ajani killed her, and Chandra's not sure if anything is going to be all right again. But she has hope that it will be. Ren's not great at breathing. Chandra doesn't hold it against her. She's a dryad after all. Most of them don't have lungs. Human breathing is a little hard to grasp, Ren says. Flames lick up between her barky skin. In spite of the pain she must be in, she sounds cheerful. Right, Chandra says. She scratches at the back of her head. Nissa spoke tree. She probably had tons of dryad friends. She'd know what to say, but she isn't here. Think of it like the fire's something you have to shape. You've got to find the parts of it that aren't helpful and cut them off. Better, Ren says. The fire does flicker, but it doesn't retreat as much as Chandra wanted. She sets a hand on Ren's shoulder, feeling like it's the mentorly thing to do, but without much of an idea how to mentor. Jaya left her with so many lessons. Chandra's not sure she's internalized all of them. How can she pass all of that on to Ren? Somebody else would be better at this. Someone older, someone Someone like a Johnny. Chandra extinguishes the thought. Let's do it together, she says. I'll be right here with you. Some fires aren't worth the air. The trick is knowing which ones. All right, Ren says, although that seems terribly rude to the fire. Chandra closes her eyes. She takes a breath. In the back of her mind, she can hear Jaya's steady voice telling her to focus on the feeling of the air through her nostrils. She repeats the words, clumsy and inelegant as they come to her. You have to talk to the fire. Find out what it wants to do. And then the brash war horn boom of Tyvar's arrival falls like an axe between them. The two of them look over towards the safe house in time to see two figures limp through the door. Chandra's breath stops in her throat. There are no more words between her and Ren. There's no need for them. Chandra makes for the safe house, shooting a flare into the murky gray sky and hoping it will be enough to catch Vivian's attention. And for all that she hates waiting, Chandra finds herself hesitating at the threshold. Only 3 of them came back. Maybe the first 3, maybe not. But which 3 would they be? She runs through the possibilities in her head and she hates herself for doing it. News is good to have, whatever it might be. But who waited beyond the door? Continue reading on magic.wizards.com/story or click the link in the description.